Listen up, people! This is not just another corporate announcement, it's a wake-up call for every American. Ford CEO Jim Farley isn't mincing words. He's stepping up to the podium with a message that demands our attention. He's waving a giant red flag, warning that Trump's policies could be disastrous for the iconic American automaker. This isn't just corporate rhetoric, it's a genuine concern for the future of an industry that has been a cornerstone of American innovation and employment. We're talking about massive layoffs, factory closures, the whole 9 yards. Imagine the ripple effect this could have on communities across the nation, where these factories are often the lifeblood of local economies. Farley's not prone to hyperbole. He's a man of facts and figures, someone who understands the intricacies of the automotive industry like the back of his hand. He's a car guy, through and through. His passion for automobiles isn't just professional, it's personal. He knows the history, the legacy, and the importance of Ford in the American narrative. So, when he says Trump's policies are putting Ford in a bind, you better believe it's serious. This isn't a drill. It's a real and present danger to an industry that employs hundreds of thousands of Americans. This isn't about politics, it's about protecting American jobs and a legendary company. It's about ensuring that the American dream remains within reach for the countless families who depend on these jobs. The crux of the issue? 2 words: tariffs and subsidies. These aren't just abstract economic terms, they have real-world implications that could spell disaster for the automotive industry. Trump's love affair with tariffs on foreign goods, particularly steel and aluminum, is driving up costs for automakers like Ford. These increased costs don't just affect the bottom line, they affect every worker, every supplier, and every community tied to the industry. At the same time, his administration is slashing subsidies for electric vehicles, a sector where Ford is investing heavily. This double whammy of increased costs and reduced incentives is a recipe for disaster. The situation is dire and the ramifications are huge. We're not just talking about a few job losses, we're talking about the potential collapse of entire communities that rely on these factories for their economic survival. We're talking about the livelihoods of thousands of hardworking Americans. These are people who have dedicated their lives to building the cars that drive America, and they deserve better than to be collateral damage in a political game. This isn't just about Ford, it's about the backbone of this country. It's about preserving the industries that have made America great and ensuring that they can continue to thrive in the future. Farley's alarm is a call to action for all of us to stand up and protect what matters most. Let's talk tariffs. Trump loves them. He believes they are a powerful tool to protect American industries and jobs, thinks they're the answer to everything. In his view, tariffs are a way to level the playing field, to make sure that American companies aren't undercut by cheaper foreign imports. But here's the thing, they're like a wrench jammed into the gears of American manufacturing, and Ford is feeling the pain. The auto industry, which relies heavily on steel and aluminum, is particularly hard hit. Those tariffs on steel and aluminum, they were meant to boost domestic production, but the reality is more complicated. They're making it more expensive for Ford to build cars in America. Simple math. When the cost of raw materials goes up, so does the cost of production. Higher costs mean lower profits, and that's bad news for everyone. It's not just about the bottom line, it's about the ripple effect throughout the entire economy. Trump argues that tariffs protect American jobs. He envisions a resurgence of American manufacturing, with factories humming and workers thriving, but they're actually doing the opposite. Instead of creating jobs, these tariffs are putting existing ones at risk. They're making American companies less competitive, forcing them to raise prices or cut costs elsewhere, which often means layoffs. When companies can't absorb the higher costs, they have to make tough decisions. Ford is stuck in a lose-lose situation. They are caught between a rock and a hard place, trying to navigate the challenges imposed by these tariffs. They can either eat the higher costs and watch their profits dwindle, or they can pass those costs on to consumers, making their cars more expensive and less competitive. Neither option is appealing. Neither option is good for business. The long-term impact could be devastating, not just for Ford, but for the entire American auto industry. The very jobs that tariffs were supposed to protect are now in jeopardy, and the future looks uncertain. Now, let's talk about electric vehicles. Ford is betting big on EVs, investing billions in new technology and production. They're going all in on the future of transportation. But here comes Trump again, pulling the rug out from under them. His administration is slashing subsidies for electric vehicles, making them less affordable for consumers. This is a huge blow to Ford's EV ambitions. These subsidies were crucial to making EVs competitive with traditional gasoline-powered cars. Without them, demand for EVs could plummet, leaving Ford with billions of dollars in investments and nowhere to go. This is short-sighted policy at its worst. Instead of supporting American innovation and leadership in a burgeoning industry, Trump's actions are stifling growth and jeopardizing American jobs. Section 4. Leveling the playing field, how tariffs backfire. Trump claims his tariffs are about leveling the playing field, protecting American companies from unfair foreign competition. But here's the irony, they're actually doing the opposite. Those tariffs on imported cars, they make foreign cars more expensive, right? Sounds good, right? Wrong. It gives foreign automakers an excuse to raise their prices too, making them more profitable while Ford struggles to compete. Meanwhile, foreign automakers who build cars in the United States benefit from the tariffs on their competitors. They can keep their prices lower and steal market share from Ford. It's a double whammy. Instead of protecting American companies like Ford, Trump's tariffs are creating an uneven playing field that favors foreign competitors. It's a classic case of unintended consequences, and it's hurting American workers and businesses. Section 5. Republican Crossroads, Jobs versus Ideology. In today's political landscape, the Republican Party finds itself at a critical juncture, where the path they choose could redefine their identity for years to come. Here's the political dilemma for Republicans. It's a complex web of priorities and values that they must navigate carefully. They love to talk about creating jobs and supporting American businesses. This has always been a cornerstone of their platform, resonating deeply with their voter base. But when it comes to Trump's policies, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. The tension is palpable as they try to balance their support for the president with the economic realities facing their constituents. On one hand, they support Trump's America First agenda. This nationalist approach has garnered significant support among the party's base, emphasizing the need to prioritize American interests above all else. On the other hand, they see the damage his policies are doing to iconic American companies like Ford and the workers they employ. The tariffs and trade wars have led to increased costs and uncertainty, affecting the very industries they aim to protect. Many of these workers are in states crucial to Republican electoral success. States like Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania are not just battlegrounds in elections, they are the heart of American manufacturing. This is a test for the Republican Party. It's a moment of truth where they must decide what they truly stand for. Will they stand by their principles of free trade and economic growth, even if it means opposing their own president? The principles of free trade have long been a hallmark of Republican economic policy, promoting global commerce and competition. Or will they prioritize loyalty to Trump over the interests of American workers and businesses? This loyalty test is not just about political allegiance, it's about the future direction of the party. The stakes are high, and the consequences will be felt for years to come. The decisions made today will ripple through the economy, affecting jobs, industries, and the livelihoods of countless Americans. This is about more than just cars, it's about the future of the American economy and the Republican Party's soul. The choices they make now will define their legacy and shape the nation's economic landscape for generations. Reflecting on the party's history, one can see the evolution of its economic policies and the challenges it has faced. From the days of Lincoln to the Reagan era, the Republican Party has navigated numerous economic crossroads. Today, small business owners and entrepreneurs look to the party for leadership and support. They seek policies that will foster innovation, growth, and stability in an ever-changing global market. As technology continues to advance, the nature of work and industry is evolving. The Republican Party must adapt to these changes, ensuring that American workers are equipped with the skills and opportunities needed to thrive in the new economy. Additionally, the shift towards renewable energy presents both challenges and opportunities. Embracing this transition could create new jobs and industries, aligning economic growth with environmental sustainability. Ultimately, the Republican Party's approach to jobs and ideology will impact a diverse array of Americans. From factory workers to tech entrepreneurs, the policies they champion will shape the nation's economic future. As they stand at this crossroads, the choices they make will not only define their political identity, but also the prosperity and well-being of the American people. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, but it also holds the promise of a brighter, more prosperous future.